All right, here we go. And good morning. That was the absolute wrong button, wasn't it? I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Hope you're doing well. It's 51 right now as we wait for a high to reach somewhere right around 80. Now, as we talk about things that are going on every morning, don't forget this is a very thick, foggy morning as we look at radar this morning. Here's what we've got. Look how thick this is. All of Lauderdale County into Clark, Jasper, Newton County, southward into Laurel, even down into the Waynesboro and Hattiesburg area. It's so thick you can hardly see. Now, there's other areas as well, but this is some of our thickest point here. And as you go northward toward West Point, near Starkville, those areas, and also the Mississippi Delta, but the East Mississippi side this morning into York, Alabama, all the way over to Demopolis, Selma. It is thick fog to where you can barely see. So use caution in your travels this morning. Leave early. Keep your headlights on low beam no matter what you do, and just go a little bit slower. We want you to get there safely no matter where you're at this morning. How do you feel? We hope so. I was telling Odie I done got a Johnny Cash song hung in my head, and I can't get rid of it. Do y'all remember There Ain't No Good Chain Gangs? You don't go riding hot chicks down in Mississippi. It's hung in my head, and I, for whatever reason, can't shake it. That happens to you. I'm going to be hearing that little beat all day long. As we get this day underway, we'll be right back with headlines that are shaping America, and boy, what a stream of headlines we've got for you coming up at the top of the hour at 7 o'clock. We'll go back over what's going on. We'll have the Jimmy Rogers Foundation drop by and talk about their events as well. We'll get you up to date on all of that and the do's and don'ts and where crime is in Meridian. All that is on the way coming up at 7. We'll get local and national headlines. We'll do all that plus your weather forecast. Let's go to Collinsville now for a good word.
When a lawyer presents a case to the court, one of his or her first objectives is to establish a foundation on which the remainder of the case will rest. The lawyer's ability to do this will go a long way in determining the outcome of the case. In 1 John chapter 1, verse 5, John establishes part of his foundation for the rest of what he would write in his letter. He says, "This is the message we have heard from him and declare to you. God is light. In him there is no darkness at all." He establishes that what he is about to say has come from the Lord himself. John and the other apostles had been with Jesus and he had taught them about the nature and character of God. First, he says, God is light. Light stands for truth, purity, holiness, and righteousness. Then he says, in him there is no darkness at all. Darkness stands for sinfulness and wrongdoing. John says there is no darkness in him at all. No sin, no wrongdoing, only truth, purity, holiness, and righteousness. That is a firm foundation on which to build a case. As you have the opportunity to speak the gospel, telling others about what it means to trust God through Jesus, know that these great truths come from a God who is full of light and is void of any darkness. Establish that truth and then finish your case. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that. Sunday morning, they'll be open for business. Drop on by. Oh, they're there every day. Come by for a church service on Sunday. As we look at national headlines this morning, this is a problem that is shaping. Fast food is supposed to be affordable for the working man. Somebody to come in during lunchtime, grab something quick, and back to work they go. What happens when America outprices the average American who can't afford to do this anymore? We're looking at California this morning, as they will make the rate of the average worker go to $20 an hour inside these fast food restaurants. What we see that will probably start to happen is layoffs. And it will be cut back to a very slim amount, and it will be drive-through pickup only. It's going to, in the end, cost more jobs than it gives raises to. That's a lot of money. And as each of you know, if you've bought a hamburger or anything lately, prices have gone up. Why? The economy. Gas prices go up. Food prices go up. And then somebody at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue tries to blame it on other people. We know the true story of what's going on. And don't get me wrong, there's greed everywhere. There is. All of that needs to be trimmed back as we look at what CEOs get. There's no reason, in my opinion, that The CEO should get millions upon millions of bonuses every year, and the average worker gets nothing. Split that up. Make your staff happy to work there. My 2 cents on that, but we've got issues nationwide. As we look at this is another problem that we've had, as we saw right after the pandemic and all of the events that took place, to where no one wanted police. Oh, it was a crying shame to have police, and they defunded budgets. They spit at, talked about, done the police up. Do y'all remember a guy that used to be in New York who was he was the mayor there, Giuliani? He had a lot of programs set up to where, well, people felt safe. If you done something wrong, they stopped you, they frisked you, and they took you in. Well, they've done away with all of that. Now New York is crime-ridden. Can't hardly go anywhere. The new governor of the state has issued to where, and get this now, the National Guard is now going to have to go to subways to help check for guns, drug paraphernalia as people enter the subways. I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. That is what's happening. It's out of control in these large cities, and people don't want to travel to them anymore. It's no longer a destination of vacation. Why? Not worth losing your life over. That's the fact that's going on there. This is Florida, one of the states, and we have to give him credit, although him and Don don't get along. That's okay. You don't have to get along with anything. Ron, down in Florida, as they are set to pass a homeless ban from sleeping on public property. Now, a lot of you that lean this way will start jumping on me, going, well, that's wrong. No, it's not. We cannot have this in our cities, people sleeping on sidewalks, on courthouses, in front of businesses to where they can't do business anymore. If you don't believe me, look at LA, look at San Francisco, where they line the streets of sleeping. We have it here in Meridian. Have y'all really paid attention? Meridian, Mississippi. Jackson has it. Meridian has it pretty bad. Meridian, Mississippi, the homeless destination. Well, you can get mad or not, but that's true. It's on every route throughout America. They have places that are destinations. Meridian is on there. Why? We feed them. They come here by the droves, and they are sleeping on sidewalks, and I have pictures that I've never shared or put that would scare you. It would, of what really goes on the streets after dark that most average people here have no idea. It's a bad situation. We need a law like this. You just can't have it. Florida's stepping up doing that. I get a lot sent to us. It's time to act now before it's too late. Did you see this in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania? 88 years old, dropped his girlfriend off, was getting ready to leave, and a man walked up and shot him. He was a vet, Air Force veteran. No one knows who, what, or why he was shot, but they're pretty sure that he was targeted for whatever reason. Locals are saying that he was a good man, had never done anybody any wrong. We hate to see this. A vet shot for no reason, 88 years old. And isn't it great that you're 88 and still able to drive yourself and go everywhere? And then your life taken, I think maybe the word is punk. That's awful. They've got it on video. Hopefully there'll be an arrest on this soon as we look at this. Now, as we've watched this, and as stores are starting to see that this is a wrong decision. Those self-checkouts, do y'all know what I'm talking about, where you go up and you scan your own food? Well, they're learning quickly that no matter what they do, people still steal. There's criminals that take the things. Here's one that they probably ought to rethink. The TSA, do y'all know what I'm talking about? You're getting ready to go on an airplane. They're going to put self-checkouts, TSA. You know, it scans you. Odie's laughing. Can y'all see the problem coming? Oh, I don't even work for the agency, and I see the issue coming. They think it will speed up airplane traffic. Oh, of course it will.
Speed them up.
Hey, this is not good. We'll let you know how that works out. As we, this reminds me of maybe getting a press release or a press conference from the Meridian Police Department. They're very slim. When they do, they're quick. you get a memo like this, you might ought to pay attention. The U.S. Department urges all American citizens to leave Haiti now. If it's reached this point to where they're putting out a note, I would leave now. If you're watching me from Haiti this morning, catch the next bird out quickly. Don't hang around. There's a lot of issues going on over there. Oh, have mercy. Let's see what else is happening here. You ever tried to, and I know this, and this kind of relates to it. I know that one time in my life, if I stepped foot off of American soil, we went to visit our cousins in California, and we went right across the border to Tijuana. You can buy anything you want and come back.
You did it twice. You did it once in California and once in
Correct. And we came back home, and I've never been back. They've arrested somebody because you can buy something there by accident and not realize that you can't bring it back to, because they sell everything. But this one, I just don't see how a mistake was happened. As a Mexican fellow was coming across the border, tried to smuggle 2 monkeys into the United States. I don't make this stuff up.
put them in his pocket.
I don't know where he had them in, but he done his best to get them in. And of course, with that, why do I say this? You know, there's diseases. All that stuff has to be checked out. Next thing you know, we've got another problem on our hands in the U.S. This goes a step too far. There's not a parent alive out there that's watching me this morning that would not take up for their child regardless. I had somebody do my son up many years ago, and I've never forgotten it. He didn't do anything to him. They just did something to him on purpose because they could. I've never forgotten it. I often see that person, and every time I see him, I go, whoa, 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 whoa. I've never done anything, but I keep it in my mind. We have a mother that may have taken this a little bit too far. If your child is bullied at school, report it. Stop there, report it. You're an adult. You cannot do anything to a child. A mother is arrested after concocting a drink for her child to send to school to hurt the bully. I'm not making that up. She did. You just cannot do that. The child was sent to the hospital after she concocted this, whatever was in the drink for the kid to drink. This is going to be probably some jail time for her over this. Again, I get it if your child is attacked, but you can't do that. Do y'all remember Carrie Lake? She ran for governor and a couple other things. She's getting endorsed as she runs for Senate in Arizona. She's got 4 out of 6 endorsing her. She may get it this time.
Did she have a talk show or something?
No, you know, she was a TV reporter turned political. And she's smart, very smart. Now, she still says, I ought to be governor. She's never given that up. She says there was some hanky-panky that went on. But it looks like she's got a good shot at running and possibly winning this time. We'll watch this race as all of this begins also. What else we got going on? I don't know a lot about this, but apparently there's a law in Florida right now that forces companies to shut down after so many hours and let people drink water. Now, this is the U.S. of A. I think if you're hot, most companies would say, here's some water, you can.
Yeah.
But Florida is looking to block a rule that is mandatory. Is it costing? I don't know a whole lot about this. What the way it is now is you've got to shut down after X amount of time and allow your workers to go get water. They're going to block this to where I guess you could drink water anytime you wanted. I can't imagine a company in the United States depriving anyone of taking a water break. I can't imagine. We're not a third world country yet. But again, I don't know everything I know about that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, that's one of those you really need to read into. San Francisco. It's about time. Now, I'm not sure exactly what they'll do with the information after they get it, but it is a step in the right direction. San Francisco voters approved drug screening for all welfare recipients. That's shocking for San Francisco. That tells us that there is finally problems on the western side of the United States where they see that giving free may not be the answer. That's 2 cents. We'll see what watches with that. And this hurts my feelings bad because we see the Oscar Mayer Wiener truck driving all across the United States. They're going to be launching a plant-based hot dog that's not meat. Anybody want that? Can you imagine? That's Lord love them. Have you ever bit into one of those hamburgers that's not meat? I tried one once.
Well, that is.
It was a bad
plant-based.
experience for me. But they're going to be doing that. So,
That beef hot dog is plant-based. What do you think that cow is eating?
yeah, the cow ate it. This will most likely have a different flavor. I'm just warning you what's out there. It's always good to where we see unsolved mysteries solved. We go to Virginia this morning where two young ladies in 1980 were killed. One was 21, one was 18 years old. They've arrested somebody. He's 65 now for the murder. Put him there. Serious there. Y'all stay close with us. We're going to come back with your weather forecast as we get ready for this morning. That's just a few of the snapshots that are happening this morning. We've got more and more stories for you. Don't rush off. We'll be right back.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPal windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Let's get into this forecast to find out what is going on. As I mentioned, fog. We'll go back to radar here and take a look.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
In places less than a quarter-mile visibility, let's pull up radar where you see what I see this morning. Here we are as we look at this all across the Meridian area. Now, some of the thicker fog has drifted southward toward Laurel, Hattiesburg. Let's back out on this screen where you can see this right along here. Look at Hattiesburg. It is thick here also in Lauderdale, Kemper, Neshoba County, and that eastern side of Winston County up toward Sugar Lock, Mississippi. There in Macon as you go further west into West Point. It is bad. Now, this is going to be through 10 a.m. Selma, Alabama. Look at that. Y'all be cautious, whatever you do. Headlights on low beam. I highly urge never to cross a 4-lane where you've got to cross all of them and you can't see. Take a right turn, go down and come back. It's not worth an accident. We've had so many lately. We don't want that to happen again and anybody be injured this morning. Fog scares me. We often have wrecks during that. All right, as we go back to look at our record highs and record lows, it was 23 1 year ago that it was 86. Now, we're going to get close to that today as we'll get to a high of 80. It's real close to breaking that, but we're not. 1966 was a record low of 20 degrees. I'm sure there's a few folks that remember that year. As we look at what's happening today, here we are with 78 today to 80 degrees, depending upon where you're standing. Maybe 75 to 76 in the Columbus area and down through Natchez. Should hover at about 78. As we look at Bamaland, basically the same as Mississippi, 77 in most areas. And as you get further east into Birmingham and over in those areas there, Gadsden, 74 degrees. As we look at today, this is that dense fog that we showed you there. All of this area, East Mississippi, well, it kind of covers the central portion of Mississippi as well. Be cautious there, and this is through 10 a.m. Slow down, use those low beams, as I stressed a moment ago. Now, here is what our concerns are, and this will be tomorrow. I think I've got to make an adjustment of a place I'm supposed to go speak at tomorrow. We've got severe weather rolling in on Friday. Our time zone, our time frame is at noon tomorrow till 3 a.m. Saturday morning. That is a huge window, and will this probably be adjusted some? Most likely. Now, as we dig into this, you'll see that we're now a level 2. Tornadic activity is possible. Pay attention to this as we get into these spring-like times, is when we have our worst of our worst weather between now and the 1st of June. So whenever we start talking about there is a chance of tornadic activity, pay attention to me. This is our time of year where it comes to Dixie Alley, and we don't want anybody caught off guard. We'll be on standby throughout the day tomorrow to go live whenever there's a chance of severe weather interrupting our lifestyle. We'll be here for you. Now, we could have damaging winds of gusts up to 60 miles an hour, hail up to at least a quarter size. This is what we're predicting here. We're still 24 hours out away from this. And again, normally gets adjusted. We'll see this Alabama side adjusted also as it comes across Alabama also. Now, what's happening here with the flash flooding? We're going to get a lot. Be ready for this rain, 3 to 5 inches in our area. We want you to be safe, never cross into water you shouldn't. And what does that really mean? It means you won't be able to see. So be cautious in all your driving that's coming about tomorrow, as we'll have flash flooding possible also. Serious weather threat here. Again, we'll be here behind the scenes helping you out with that. What's happening with the temperature? Oh, it's warm, as we mentioned today, up to about 80 degrees. Look at this across the great state of Mississippi. Matter of fact, it's happening across eastern Texas and northern Texas as well. Warm weather there. Now, here's our forecast. Here we are, 80 degrees as we see that for today. 0% chance of rain, but tomorrow, look at what we get. An 80% chance of these thunderstorms that could be severe, bringing possible tornadic activity to the area. By Saturday, everything's going to change. We're going to hit 70 for a high. No chance of rain. You'll be able to do things outside. Won't you love that? I will. Down to 41. A little nip in the air on Sunday morning when you get up. And back to work. It's going to be in the 30s on Monday morning. About 38 there as you head off and try to warm up your car and get adjusted. We'll be in the mid-60s there for a couple of days. And by Wednesday, we're back to 75 degrees. It's spring, and we all know it. What's it doing? Grass growing everywhere. Now, our extended forecast through the 21st, and always remember, when something is 2 weeks out, it's going to be adjustment when it comes to that weather forecast. Mother Nature just can never make up her mind. We've got 78 happening there about the 14th, and rain chances on it in the 16th. Outside of that, it looks pretty good. 60 to 70-degree weather all the way through the 21st of March. That's going to bring some April showers before long. Y'all know it as well as I do. Let's talk about fishing for a second. When's the best time? Chet's Paint and Body Shop as we go out to Collinsville. Yep, there. He tells us right here, Center Hill area. 9:43 this morning, be on the fishing bank. It'll be good till about noon. We got another chance after dark, and a slight chance of good fishing, and again, it's minor around 2:30 to 4:30. So your best chance of catching the big one, be there about 9:20 this morning. You can fish till lunchtime. I like that. Austin Clinton. Well, we'll put your birthday on for you here in just a little bit. That's up and coming. Don't forget, as each and every day, we give one of these away. You like that? Have you gotten one? Hyundai of Meridian. They teamed up with us, and we give away a coffee mug to a lucky person each day. Get your name in the drawing for that. That's coming up at 7 o'clock. As we said, we'll have the Jimmy Rogers board in festival. How do I word that? Members? Yeah. Authorities. She's come. Leslie's in. I'll say it that way. She's going to tell us all about what's going on this morning with Jimmy Rogers as we get ready for another festival this year. It's all up and coming today. We're about 5 minutes away from coming back live. Join us, won't you? Scotty Ray and Odie here at the Scotty Ray Report. We'll see you soon.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.